You guys could see where I'm at for this press conference. This is comical. I'm in a closet.
Coach, we're ready when you are.
All right. Well, proud of our guys for overcoming a lot of mishaps and good play by Syracuse in the first half. And, you can't turn the football over and give up a kickoff return and play the type of game you want to. But this team just fights, and they find a way to win, and they support each other. They pick each other up. I thought in the second half, offensively, we really threw and caught the football well. Our offensive line picked up their stuff and adjusted, to the different stunts and blitzes they were giving us in the first half that we weren't blocking well. And those 6 sacks obviously set us back early in the game. Defensively, we kept it in front. We stopped the run, held them to, less than 300 yards and I think 4 or 5 yards total rushing. So it was a good performance overall by them. Defensively, got put in a couple tough spots after the turnovers, had a nice red zone stop after the one on the 5-yard line. So just, happy to win a game. Winning ugly is okay. It's a lot better than losing, I can tell you that. So we'll take it. Questions?
Raise your hand for questions from Coach. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Dave, could you just speak to Bailey Hotman's play, particularly in the second half?
Yeah, like I said, I was really proud of the way he bounced back. The fumble he had on the goal line, I know upset him. He was sick early in the week, and I think he got a little fatigued early in the game. Thought he did a really nice job at halftime settling in. And just gave our receivers a chance to make plays, and they made them. He threw some really accurate passes, and the guys made him look good, making the catches for him. And he read coverage. He stood in there. He had time to throw, which makes a difference, obviously, in the second half. But very proud of Bailey for the way he stepped up.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You talk about this team and how they can face adversity, but they bounce back and they just find a way to get it done. Is there one player on this roster who represents that better than Bailey after you saw how his first half was, how his career has been? Is anyone who represents that better than Bailey Hotman?
No, I think, he's a great example of overcoming adversity. And there's many of them on our team. I could tell stories for a long time on that, but he's definitely a great representative of a young man that's overcome different obstacles and adversities, and obviously, showcase that today in the second half.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, Dave, I'm not sure what type of angles you guys have in the dome to where you can see some of the replays, but what were your thoughts on a couple of the big plays they overturned? Did you have really much of an angle in there to see those?
Well, the one that I thought was not conclusive was Bailey's. It looked to me like he reached across the goal line and then lost the football. Our interpretation of a touchdown is you have to have control of the ball as it crosses the goal line, which he did. I'm not sure how they overturned that. I thought that was a bad decision on their part. The other two, I could see why they did. The fade on our sideline at the end of the game was a tough one to see on the screen. Maybe they had a better view of that. I think the one with Ricky, it definitely looked like his foot was out when they froze it on the sideline there.
And just mentally, how is it for a player or a team to kind of put plays like that behind them? Is there something you really have to say to them to adjust to those?
Yeah, it's just crazy to have 3 plays overturned against you in one game. I don't know.
Thanks, Dave.
I need to go to a witch doctor and figure out a way to break a curse apparently on that.
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, Coach, there's been a couple of games when Thayer didn't have any catches. How important is it to get him in the offense? Obviously, when he has a couple of catches, it seems like the offense is so much better.
Yeah, I mean, Thayer's a great player. He's a weapon. He got matched up one-on-one today a lot, and we took advantage of that. It just depends on how people are playing us. Like Liberty had a nickel or a will that would reroute the slot receiver, and they'd keep a safety over him. So he was double-teamed in that game a lot. Teams that are going to leave him one-on-one, he's going to take advantage of that. And, it's just a matter of taking what you get. I guess some games are different than others on how they get played.
Go ahead, Mark.
Coach, can you just talk about Syracuse's performance today, coming into the game with just one win and what they showed you today?
Yeah, I mean, I told our team all week that we're getting senior day performance out of these guys, and I haven't seen them quit. I mean, I know they didn't play well against Louisville, but they played Boston College to a one-possession game. They were in the fourth quarter at Clemson. Sometimes the players, I guess, don't understand what you mean by that, but they found out. And Syracuse has a lot of pride. They've always been a bunch of tough kids, have great respect for Dino and his staff. We got what I thought we'd get today. We got a team that was playing for their senior class in their last home game. So they deserve credit for that. And hopefully I'll get the same out of our guys next week in our senior game.
Go ahead, Brett.
Dave, I know all coaches have a chart on 2-point plays. Did the chart say, especially on the first one, do you go for 2 there, or was that a gut feeling?
No, I mean, it said go for 2 in the first half, and we said we wouldn't do it until the second. I told the team at halftime we're going to score in the drive, and we're going to go for 2 and tie the game. I think it was the right thing to do. It allows you to know earlier in the half, what you're playing for as the game goes on, if you get it or don't get it. I'd rather do that than wait till the end. So it definitely says that early in the game, but for us, we don't really like to do it until the second half.
Thanks. Congratulations today.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Rob.
What was your message to your team at halftime? Were you upset? Were you calm? How did you approach that?
I was far from calm. I was very upset, and I let them know it. And demanded that we played the way that, we're supposed to play the game. And called on every position group to step up and give us what they're supposed to, and that they're playing for something that nobody in this school has ever done, and win 7 conference games. And I'm not going to be around guys that don't get that done because they don't put their best out on the field. And so proud of the way they heard the message and came out and played well in the second half.
Okay, last question for Coach will come from James Andrews.
Yeah, Dave, on the kickoff return for a touchdown, I know at times you've talked about a sky kick. Was that by design or
No.
just okay?
No, it was a poor kick by Trent, and our guys didn't get off blocks and make tackles. And we had 3 guys there on the replay, didn't get it done. It starts with the kick. We're trying to kick the ball into the end zone or between the hash and the numbers, and he kicked it right down the middle of the field. So that's hard on your coverage unit when you do that, but we still got to be able to get it down.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Peyton Wilson will be joining us, guys. So if you have questions,